Hi, I'm Marilyn, and I want to welcome you today to Exposing Grief. When we expose anything, it becomes less threatening. To expose loss and grief will provide us with some emotional control. I am not a therapist, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, or any professional from the field of mental health. I'm just someone who has lived many years. I have experienced my own loss and grief, and I have observed others as they have dealt with loss and grief. In 2020, we laid the foundation for these conversations. Over the course of 12 episodes, we explained how loss and grief can and does occur at any age or stage in life. You can go back and listen to those foundational podcast episodes, or you can begin listening today as part of your journey to become more emotionally and mentally healthy. I want to provide an update on my interactions with my cell phone company. If you remember, this year I have resolved to be more aware of my emotional health as I interact with others. I have had an issue with my cell phone company, and the first interactions did not go well because I allowed their phone tree to frustrate me even before I spoke to a representative. That was in January. My issue was not resolved, so I had to contact the company again in February. I was prepared for their phone tree this time and basically talked to myself before I made the phone call. Unfortunately, not everything was resolved in this call either. My cell phone company assured me that someone would reach out to me in March. I want to report that I did get a telephone call, and everything has worked out to my satisfaction. In the future, when I interact with them, I must remember their annoying phone tree and prep myself before calling them. In the next few months, I'm hopeful that I will not have any interactions that will test my emotional stamina. I really do want to improve in the area of interacting with others, but I know that it is hard work, and I must admit that sometimes I do not want to work that hard. Today, let's also spend a little time talking about self-reflection, another not so easy subject or task. Getting in touch with our true emotional selves is a lifelong journey, I believe. Part of the problem that is just so hard to admit that something or someone bothers us in some way. Somewhere along the line, we have been led to believe that life is always good and we have to be good in life. As adults, we know that is not true. Life sometimes can be hard and messy, and we ourselves can be emotional wrecks, not only from loss and grief, but from true hurt or even imagined hurt directed to us by others. If we don't take the time to sort out true hurt from the imagined, we can continually remain in a state of emotional agitation. That is not a way to go through life. During self-reflection exercises, we slow down and take the time to look inward. Remember, we can only change ourselves and how we respond to other people. Never can we change someone else. So far, we have used 3 sets of statements for our self-reflection. They are, I dislike and I like, I am sad when, and I am happy when. And the third statements are, I do not want, and I want. Our goal has been to honestly complete these statements with our true feelings. If in your self-reflections, one of your statements was completed in a way that surprised you, then you will want to dig deeper to figure out if you wrote the statement because you were feeling hurt and angry, or if it was something you had felt but were afraid to bring out into the open. For example, say you were doing your 5-minute write while reflecting on I do not want, and you realized that one of your statements was, I do not want to be married. And then you notice in your 5-minute write on I want that one of your statements was, I want a divorce. Then you would want to examine those statements further, especially if you did not cross through either statement when you did your 5 minutes of reflection to add or cross through what had previously been written. Only you know if you were not honest when you approached this exercise. My challenge to you would be to work through these 3 sets of statements again and observe if you write the same statements in response or different ones. Of course, you understand that subconsciously you might write down the same responses, but some of you may be willing to be more open, honest, and at ease with your emotions. Give it a try. Improved emotional well-being only enhances relationships where both parties are healthy and want the best lives possible physically and emotionally. Never be afraid to seek professional help when necessary. Sometimes We have to move forward even when we are afraid. We might surprise ourselves at the outcome. These conversations about loss, grief, and emotional well-being are necessary and perhaps well overdue. Be a part of these important conversations. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to visit with you next time on Exposing Grief.